collaborate, sharing, and comparing drawings in AutoCAD 2021. So yeah, before we begin, let me again, one more time, introduce myself I am again mentioning I'm Renu Muthoo, and I'm a learning content developer with Ascent, which is a division of RAND Worldwide company. The company, it provides technology solutions, training, and other professional services to the engineering community. Ascent focuses on the training and curriculum development of Autodesk software products. And personally, I have over 23 years of experience in various Autodesk products, such as AutoCAD and other AutoCAD verticals. And they include like the AutoCAD electrical, AutoCAD like the plant design, and mechanical as such. And then I'm also experienced on the Autodesk visualization software products, and that includes Autodesk 3ds Max and VRED Professional. At Ascent, I am involved with creating the courseware and training materials for Autodesk products, of course, in my field of expertise, and I also provide support for these products. So let's get started. And in today's session, I will be handling two different collaborative tools that are provided by AutoCAD. And these are the Share View and the Compare Drawing tools. Now, both these commands are covered in our AutoCAD 2021 Advanced Training Guide. And I'm pulling the information directly from there, from those, but from two different chapters of the training guide. So from chapter 8, which is the output and publishing, I will be talking about the Share View command, and I will be pulling information about the compare drawings from chapter 9 of the training guide. So yeah, so let's go over the learning objectives. And as I mentioned in the previous slide, I'll be handling two different commands in this presentation. So the first two objectives are for the Share View command. And so we will be learning today to create and share a drawing view, and then how to mark it up in the Autodesk Viewer. Then the latter two objectives are how to use the drawing compare command on two different versions of a drawing file, and then highlighting the differences between them. So let me give you a little overview about sharing views. So what do we mean by sharing views? So when you need to share your designs with the stakeholders or clients, you would normally print a PDF or a GWF file. But a great alternative is to share your designs by creating shared views. When you create a shared view, a link is created and stored on the cloud. You are notified by email, and you're also notified in the software. So you can then share this link, which you have gotten in the email, with your stakeholders or clients, and they can view and also mark up the view in the Autodesk Viewer. And all they need is any web-enabled device, such as a desktop, which has an internet connection, tablet, or a mobile device. So they do not need to have the AutoCAD software, because you're not sharing the actual DWG file with them. But what you're doing is you are sharing a visual representation of the design for their feedback and their comments. So the first objective that I'll be handling today is use the Share View command to create and share a drawing view. So in AutoCAD software, before you start creating and sharing your drawing views, typically you should be signed into your Autodesk account. So you can do so through the Info Center of the software. And if you are already signed in, your username will display in the Info Center. And if you're not signed in, you can do so through the Sign In dialog box. Now, if you don't have an Autodesk account, it is very simple, and all you will be required is to create one, and that can also be done very, very easily through the dialog box itself. Now, how do we start the Share View command? So we have to expand the application menu, and in the application menu, we expand Publish, and there you will find the Share View command. You can see that on the screen right here. The command opens the Share View dialog box where you set the options for sharing your views. Now you start by giving it a name, and then in the views to share, you can control what you want to share. So you can share the current view only, which can be either the model space or the layout, whichever is current, or you can select to share the model space along with all the created layouts. You can also share just the 2D objects only, and you can also include the object properties, and it is to better communicate the object information with the clients. Once you're done setting the options, you have to click the share button. So now, once you've clicked the share button, it asks for your permission and then starts processing. So you will notice an animated share view icon in the status bar. When the process is complete, a bubble displays in the status bar. You can see that on the screen, the bubble. And you also receive an email from Autodesk with a link to the file in there. So here you can view, so if you open the view in browser in the bubble, you can view your design view or the share view in the Autodesk Viewer. And you can also send this email that you received. You can forward that email to your clients. And then when they will go into that email, they will find that view file button. When they click on that, they can view their shared view in the Autodesk Viewer. So it's as simple as that. Now, in the Autodesk software, you can keep a track of all the shared views that you have created, and that can be done in the Shared View palette. Now, you can open that Shared View palette in the Collaborate tab, and by clicking that Shared Views button. Now, this palette keeps a history of all the shared views. The ellipsis button opens a list of commands, such as view in browser, which again enables you to view the drawing view along with the available markups. Now, let's get to the next objective. Just let me tell you that I will just go over the next objective for the share view command, and then briefly go over with you, and then I will actually demonstrate all of this in the AutoCAD software. So the next objective for this share view command is measure and mark up the drawing view in Autodesk Viewer. So after you send the client the email with the link, they can click on the link and that will open the file in the Autodesk Viewer, and that is done automatically. They don't need to download anything like the Autodesk Viewer. So it is automatic, and all they need is a device which is web enabled, which means they need to be connected to the net. So as mentioned, it does not require the client to have the AutoCAD software. So in the Autodesk Viewer, they can review and mark up the design and comment for communicating with the designer. Now, the figure that you see on the screen, it shows you the Autodesk Viewer interface. So there are four main parts to it. So first is the palettes bar. Then multiple palettes are available to help the person who is looking at the views to navigate, share, and analyze the model. And then you can also comment, print, export, and share. Now, second is the Autodesk sign-in. Again, if you're not signed in, you will be required to sign into your Autodesk account to be able to save the markups and share the markups as well. So number three is the active view that displays the model or sheet that is shared from AutoCAD. And at the bottom of the viewer is the toolbar that contains the navigation and communication tools. So down here, these are all the markup tools and the navigation tools that are provided. Now, in this slide, you will see that there is fit, pan, and zoom tools. And as the name specifies, they help you quickly navigate the active view. And there are also measure and markup tools that help you to communicate with others about the design. Now, these are the measure tools for measuring shared view objects. So you can get the distance, you can see the angle and the area of objects, and you can also calibrate distances to a specific measurement here. So another thing is once you click on the markup tools, it gives you additional toolbar, which contains all the redlining and marking up shade tools, and they include the text, arrows, clouds, etc. Here you can also control the color and weight of the markup tools. Now, before I go into comparing drawings, which is the other collaborative tool that I was talking about, so I will go into the software and demonstrate those first two objectives about the share view. So let me share the screen with you. And this is the AutoCAD 2021 software window that is open. And I already have a file open in there. Now, how do I create a shared view? So as I mentioned in the PowerPoint slides, you have to open this AutoCAD application menu, and in here is the publish, expand it, and then you see the share view command there. So once you click on it, as you will notice, it will ask me for the name of the, first of all, the name of the shared view. So I can say amplifier and share something. Okay, so I gave it the name, and then it's views to share. So I can share the current view only, which in my case is the model space right here. But if I want to share the layouts also, both of them, so I will click this option of share model view and all layout views. So I'm going to share both the views. So I have one layout, one view, as well as the model space. So model space view. So I'll share both of them. And then you can say create 2D views only. So you can do that. And it doesn't matter, all the objects right now in my drawing are in 2D only. So I have only 2D views there. So, and then there is share object properties to give them additional information about the lines that I'm using, the line weight and so on, and also the layers that I'm using. So they will get that information also. So once I hit the share button, so I want you to keep an eye in the right hand corner here, down here in the status bar, and you will see an animated share view button. So once I do share, it will ask me for if I want to start with the background processing, because it's asking me, it will do everything in the background. It will create a link in the background, and you can still work in the Autodesk window in the meantime. But it's pretty fast. So let's go and say proceed. And here you go. You see that small little icon with a green button going in circles. So that is, it shows me that it is creating that share view. So once it's complete, there you go, the bubble is shared. And in the meantime, I would have gotten an email as well. So, so from if you send that email to your clients, so what they get is a view file link. So here also in the view in browser, I can go in through here and open it up. So it's both do the same thing. So they will also open it up in the Autodesk Viewer, the shared view, and I can open it up from view in browser. So I click on it and it's opening it up. So here you go. So I get this. I open this share view in the Autodesk Viewer. So I opened it up here. And as you can see, now everything, there is this palettes. So where I can, I have the palettes, and but I think I need to sign in because I first of all need to be signed in. So once I go in here, let me quickly sign in. So I go in here and sign in, say next and sign in. So once I do that, you see that there is the toolbar available down here, and I have all the views available. I have the different palettes, so I can go if I have the layers, it shows me the list views. So I have the layout view, I have the 2D view as well, and then I can see all the different things also. Let me expand it. Okay, So here is the markup, and so pan, zoom, and fit are there. So I can also use my middle mouse button to pan and zoom as normally as I would. And then I can also go into and see the measure tool. So once you click on the measure tool, what it does is, if you see my cursor, it automatically provides me with the object snaps in there. So it gives me an accurate distances. For example, I want to check the distance. So as a client, I want to check the distance between those two circles, but from the center. So I can go and click in here and then automatically click in here and check the distance. And if I feel it is correct, then I don't mark it up. Or if I feel it's wrong or something and they need to correct it, the Autodesk, the AutoCAD designer needs to correct it, and it's not up to what I wanted it to be, so I can always mark it up. So here I go into the markup tool. I can go into the markup tool, and it gives me the toolbar, another toolbar comes up. So here all the marking up and the redlining tools are present. So what I do in here is that I can say, for example, the client had given me this, and when I sent this to the client, what they wanted is to change those tape 1 and tape 2 to input output 1 and input output 2. So for that, let me go into text. And then, so for example, I'm the client. When I click on this, and it will give me a text box. But as you can see, it's red in color, and I don't want to do mark it up. So because all my drawing is also red in color, so it might, conflict. There might be conflict and confusion between the two. So what I can do is I can always go in here and say color and change the color of the text box. So for example, I want to change it to blue, and then I will start with the markup. So I'll say, first of all, so I will go and say escape. I don't want this box, or I can just select it. And now what it is going to do, it will start in blue, writing in there. So I'll say change tape to IO 1 and 2. So I made those changes. So when it goes to the designer, they will say, okay, change tape to IO 1 and 2. Now, to make it more clearer for the designer, what I can always do is I can go and check the arrow and point it towards those tape 1 and tape 2, so that it's clear for them. And again, now the color for the arrows will be red. So we also want to change the color of the arrows. So for that, maybe we choose black and go here and then start with arrows. So, okay, so this tape 1 and this tape 2, I want to change the text of that. So I can show that there. And now, to be more specific, maybe I can use the cloud as well and go in there and choose cloud, but color I want to change again. So maybe I use magenta. So I'll go around and create a cloud around here. So just to specify that this is what I want to mark up. Now, maybe it's too thick. So what I can do is I can always select it. And what I can do is I can change the weight of the cloud. So maybe this is too thick. I can go and make it thinner. So there you go. It looks much better. I can also change, make it specific to where I want it to focus towards. So I can do that, make it smaller, bigger, and you can do that with arrows. You can do that with your text and everything else. So once you're done that, all you have to do is you go into there, and you can just then share your view again. And once you are done sharing and putting in the comments, what you do is you go back, it goes and send that email back to the designer. Or you can also do is, once you hit the comments here, what it does is it automatically notifies the designer that there was some changes or the comments that were made. So let me get back into the, so this is the amplifier right here. So you can see on the screen, I'm back in my in my software window. And what you can do is you can open the palette here to check what all the changes and the comments that were made. So in the shared view palettes, if you click on that in the collaborate tab, you click on the shared view icon. So here you go, your shared view palette opens up and it shows me all the different changes that I have made. And today I made the change here, amplifier share collaboration. So it shows me that there is something, the change December 3, 2020 that was made. I can open it up from here and then make all the changes that were asked to be made. So that is how the share view is a communication tool between the AutoCAD designer, and generally it's between the AutoCAD designer and the client or the stakeholders. So let's get back into our PowerPoint slides and get into the comparison drawings now. So just a second. Yeah, so here we go. So this is all done. We marked up and everything. And now let's get back to the next one, which is the comparing drawings. So the next two objectives are meant for comparing drawings. So let's get in here. So in an organization, it's quite common that drawings are shared amongst different people in a team. So there is a higher chance that the different versions of the same drawing are being saved. Or there are times when you yourself might have saved a drawing or at two different locations and don't know which one is the correct one or the latest one for that matter. And believe me, this has happened so many times with me. So I saved two different versions at two different locations and don't know which one is the correct one or the latest or the greatest one. So what happens is that AutoCAD, it provides you with a great tool, that is the drawing compare tool, which compares two drawing versions of the drawing, and it quickly highlights the differences between the two versions using two different colors and revision clouds. And this enables you to easily visualize the differences. So how do you compare the drawings now? So the first step is to open one of the drawings, and this becomes the current drawing. Once you have opened one drawing, then next in the Collaborate tab, you select the Drawing Compare tool. Now what it does is, once you select that, it opens the dialog box where you select and open the other drawing, and that you want to compare the current drawing with. So you open another drawing. So what happens is that when you open the second drawing, the comparison is displayed in the compare window that is enclosed in a thick blue border, and the current drawing is said to be in the compare state now. So the drawing compare toolbar is displayed along the top of the drawing window with the differences in the drawings being highlighted in two different colors. So here you can see that the differences are highlighted in two different colors. So you can also modify the drawing while you are in the compare state, and any changes that you make in the compare state are compared in real time, and the differences are dynamically highlighted. So you can do that as well. So, and then now the final and the fourth objective, but this is the second objective for the compare drawings, is the highlight the differences between the two drawing files. So what it does is, to make it easy to view and navigate the differences, the toolbar provides you with options to customize how the comparison is displayed. Now, because this is more visual, so I will straight away go into the AutoCAD program and demonstrate the comparison there. So let me get into the AutoCAD window, which is right here. So as you can see, I still have the amplifier open. So let me close the palettes. So this was for amplifier. I have the compare one drawing open. So this is one of the drawings that I had worked on. And my teammate, he was working on another drawing, another version of the same drawing, and he was adding stuff to it. So making certain changes that the client had asked for. So now I wanted to compare it with the drawing that he had compared, he has made changes to. So all I have to do is, so I have to go into the drawing compare command. Once I do that, it opens the save a drawing to compare dialog box. Here I'm choosing another one. So it is compare to drawing. So I already had the compare one drawing open. So I am comparing it with this compare to drawing. So once I open it, you will immediately notice that there is a blue border around it. And this shows that it is now in compare states. So what happens is that there are two different colors. One is green and one is red that is showing up. So these specify that they are the changes. Now we can get into the toolbar and I can show you what that means, explain to you. So there is this is the toolbar. When I click on the settings tool, it opens all the different tools in there. So let me pin it up, but I will move it to the side so that when I make the changes, you can clearly see on the screen as well. So here is the toolbar, and what it says is that now whatever is red is not in the current drawing, which means that whatever is red, these toilet stalls here and the wall that has been extended is here. So this has been these are the changes in the compare to drawing, which are not present in the current drawing, which is the compare one drawing. So my teammate who was working on the drawing made those changes. So what he has done is he has added those washroom stalls and he has also extended this wall here. So again, in green, whatever shows in green is whatever is in my drawing and is different from the drawing that I'm comparing it to. So in my drawing, I don't have any of those because there's no green here. So only green is here, which is that these walls right here and the doors are a little recessed, that like they are not extended. So that is my original drawing. And gray is everything is no differences. That is means it is identical to the drawing which I'm comparing it to. So that is in gray. Now here what they give us the option is that we can choose the colors. So these comes in handy, these color changes. If to those people, there are certain people who are colorblind to different colors. And for example, somebody is colorblind and cannot see the red and the green clearly. So what they can do is they can always click on this, for example, red. It opens the select color and choose any other color of their choice. So, but for me, I can clearly see red and green, and I'm hoping that all of you can see it. So I'm just canceling it. I do not want to change it, but you can definitely change the colors as well. Then there is the other options is that keeping toggling the display on or off. Sometimes what happens is that if the drawing has too many changes in there, it becomes too busy and you cannot focus on what the changes are in the other person's drawing, like in your teammate's drawing, what all changes he has or she has made. So at that point in time, what I can do is I can just say only in current drawing means that drawing I have, I can switch that off. And then I can also switch off the no differences. So what it does is it just highlights the differences that are made in that are different from my current drawing. So I can focus more on this and attend to that. Okay, these 3 stalls have been added and this window, this has been extended. And do I want those or do I not want those? So I can do that. I can also do it the other way around. Like I can go in and see only what are the changes in my drawing, in the current drawing. So I can click on that and click on this and see, okay, this is what is different in mine. So these walls here are different. They are recessed. They are not extended versions. So that is different in my drawing. So I can do that, or I can have both those things, or I can have all the 3 things for the time being. Then also I have the cloud display. I can manipulate that also to clearly show the highlights. So for example, right now it's yellow in color and it's hard to see that yellow in color. So all I do is go in there and maybe change it to something more visible, change it to this blue, and say okay. Once I say okay, as soon as I hit it, you will see that those the cloud display is blue in color, and more against the white background, it shows in contrast. So that comes in more handy, like I wanted to change it to. And then I also have the option of changing it to polygonal. So right now you can see that the clouds, they are rectangular and they go around the specific details, whichever are different, or in a rectangular fashion. But in here, there are those columns and these things. I might not be able to specify whether they are changed or not. You know, sometimes that happens and there are too many changes. I want only to the cloud to go around the specific changes. So in that situation, what I can do is go into polygonal and keep an eye on the cloud display. You will see how it will go around the changes only. So here you go, see, only that much has been changed. So it will show you that this revision, around the revision cloud, it highlights what the changes are. So it goes around it in that specific detailed view. Then so once that is done, you can also again if there are too many changes and there is too much of noise going on and you're not able to pay attention because the clouds are like overlapping each other, sometimes that happens. So you can just simply switch that off. You can switch off the cloud display. So right now it's pretty easy, so let's keep it on. And then there is also this hatch and text filters, which you can switch on and off. So for example, right now this hatch has been switched off. So where this, if you want to specifically see where this hatch has been given, I have given it in all the columns. And so I can switch it on and see the hatch. Okay, so these columns are hashed. So I can see, okay, there are those many columns in here. So I can do that, or if I can just switch it off. Again, if there is too much of text going on and it's too busy and you're not concerned about the text, what has been written. So for example, keep an eye on those X2s here and even those numberings that are given in those bubbles here. So if you want, if it's making like it's not making you focus on only the changes, you can always remove those and just say hide them, and so through the filter button. So right now let's keep them on, and now that is what you can do with the changes in that changes toolbar. Now let's close this one. So once I do that and just go over and it closed it. Now what I can do is there are another set of tools provided in the toolbar. So what these are the more important tools. Not that I'm saying the other ones are not important. These are the ones that will help you either import the changes or discard the changes, and can be used, to your advantage as well. So these are like, first one is the on and off. So what it does is it will remove the compare state, and it will show your drawing. If you switch it off, it will show the drawing in what the current drawing originally looks like without the differences or the comparisons. So let me switch it off and you will see what I mean by that. So this is the original drawing. There is no gray, no red, and no green clouds in there. This is how your current drawing is. So you wanted to check, okay, how does my current drawing look like with colors and everything? So you can see that. So this is comparison on and off. And then there is also this previous and the next button. What it does is it goes from one cloud to another, one difference to another, to another, to another, like next and next. So if I say next, it will simply go to this one first, and then it chooses, okay, this it zooms into the change that is the first change. Then you can do this and it goes into the next change. So if there are many changes, it will keep on going to the next, and so on and so forth. And because I have only 2 changes, so it'll keep on switching between the two. It's zooming into the first one and the second one. So that is what it is used to. used for those previous and next. So previous and next, just to highlight them, zoom into those changes. Then there are those two tools, which are the most important tools. And this one is the import objects tool. And that is the export snapshot tool. What this, so first, let me talk about this export snapshot. What it does is it will just save this in the comparison state, this drawing, and save it at a location at your desired location. So once you click on it, it will open a dialog box and ask you to save it as a in the compare state. So what it does is it comes in handy because it gives you a record. It saves it as a record, and it shows you a record once you're done exporting or discarding the changes. So if you want to go back and see, oh, what were the changes that I made or what I incorporated on this day, particular day, because it will also have a date stamp. And so what it does is it comes in handy to give you a detailed reference back to what the changes you incorporated or discarded. So what I have, if I click on it, it will give me a dialog box and it will save it as a compare state. So I have already done it before, and so I will open to show you, and it gives you the date and also the time, so you will know what on this particular day, what are the changes that I made. So I'll cancel it right now because I already had it done. And so once I open it, you will see that these are all this is the compare state. This is what it was in when I had compared it on that particular day. So this keeps a record for your reference purposes later on. So let me go back into the compare state, and now there is this finally this import objects. So what you can do is once you are done defining, okay, what changes you want to incorporate in this drawing that the designer made. So for example, in this one, I want to only make those, select those, get those drawings, this washroom stalls, and I don't want this extension of this room, because I feel that this room is particularly, this room is good enough. Its length and width are, I am satisfied with that. All I want to do is bring in those stalls in there. So all I have to do is go into the import objects, click on it. Once it does, it asks me to select the changes that you want to import. Once I select those changes, they will become part of the current drawing, and they will turn into gray again, because then there will be no difference between your drawing and the drawing that you're comparing it to. So right now I want those stalls. So all I have to do is go around and select it, and it will select only the portion that has been changed. And then once I say that, I will hit enter, it will turn it into green, and the revision cloud will also disappear. So once I do that, there you go. So you see that it becomes a part of this drawing. I have incorporated that. And the rest, I can discard it, and that discard will happen automatically once I say exit compare. It will only show me what is already in my drawing, which is this green portion, and then this has become a part of the drawing as well. So before I proceed, I want to show you that it also does everything. This comparison is being done in real time. So if I make any changes to the drawing, that will be highlighted at the same time. So for example, I will add a circle. I'll show you by adding a circle here. So if as soon as I add a circle or make any changes for that matter, I'm just adding a circle. So it will automatically turn green, and it will show me a revision cloud around it, which specifies that this is different in the current drawing and not in the drawing which was given by the by my team member, who with what I am comparing it to right now. So yeah, so that is all about the comparison tool, comparing drawings. So so for example, I want to discard this and say I'll just say Control Z and not wanted. So once I exit this one, and you will notice that I will discard those options and I will get this incorporate, only the washroom stalls will be incorporated. So let me go and say exit compare, and there you go. You see that the extension walls are not there, but only the washroom stalls are there. So that is the comparison tool. And once I have compared it, then you can always go in and check, oh, what the comparisons were originally on that particular day. So because I've saved it as an exported snapshot, so I have already saved that drawing in that export snapshot using that export snapshot tool. So yeah, so this is, let me get back into our PowerPoint slides. This completes the compare drawing tool. So
Wonderful. Thank you, Renu.
yeah, and so let me proceed with the summary. So to finally summarize, what we did today was create a shared view and then also shared that drawing view. Then we also opened the drawing view in Autodesk Viewer and then marked it up and used by using the markup tools. We located the history of the different shared views. Then we also were able to compare the two versions of the drawing file, highlighting the differences between them. And we also customized the different highlighting of those comparisons and used the different tools to incorporate or discard the differences. So this completes my session for